go in.
Okay.
Let's just, all right, what do I hit this, what do I hit, the red?
Oh, shit.
The red button?
I think so.
Can test?
Oh, yes.
Oh, it seems like it's working. Do you want to, like, stop it and play back real quick?
Let's try that.
Wait, what? Test?
Oh, yes.
Oh, it seems like it's working. Do you want to, like, stop it and play back real quick? Oh, perfect. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, now I just have to figure out how to delete that part. How do I... Well, this is fun.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. I feel like
Okay, we'll just start it
I
here.
will maybe hopefully try to figure out how to cut it.
Yeah.
This is all brand new.
Yep. Okay. Well, 3, 2, 1, and here we go. It's go. Yep, we're going. We're live. It's live.
Welcome to the show.
What show is this?
The Rambling Mams.
Oh, I didn't know if you changed the name.
Yeah, we did. I'm so excited that we are kind of starting up with the podcast again.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's been a long time. Our darling is still on maternity leave.
Yeah.
So she'll be returning with Sass on occasion.
Yeah.
When her schedule permits.
Yep. When the baby's off the teat.
Yep.
And permits. You're
Yep.
very tan.
Really? I haven't been to the beach in like 3 weeks.
I haven't been to the beach once.
Oh, okay. I was going pretty frequently.
I know. I saw it. You look so tan.
Thank you.
I noticed it before, but now against the
Yeah.
white sheets.
Well, this, I put 100 or 75 or 100
I do.
on just so I don't...
It's the only reason my
yeah.
tattoos have lasted as long as they have.
I want a new tattoo, actually. But funds.
Money.
Yeah, you know.
Currency.
Currency. So...
You could sell one of those children.
Yes, the elephants above us are elephants above us.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know what else to say about them. Cute, wonderful. Pains in the ass. So, but darlings.
So, what are we chit-chatting about today?
Wine.
Oh, I love wine.
I know you love wine. That's why I want to talk about it. And then I thought that that would lead into like funny drunken stories.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
So many of those. Actually, I just have to tell you this one drunken story. I still have photos. Thank God for... First of all, do you remember, like, circa college years when we didn't have phones that had cameras? We took around actual cameras?
Yes. Well, I did have a flip phone.
Yeah, but
eventually, but I had a silver and orange camera.
Yeah. So I just think back to those days, and I look back at some of those photos.
Oh, no.
Excuse the tapping noise.
Sorry.
Holly's moving her big butt. So, and I'm like, how did we never lose our cameras? Well, they were like our phones.
I had a special case for mine.
Oh my God, yes.
And it fit in my Mary Poppins purse.
The good old days when we wore no clothing, but carried around a giant ass purse to a bar.
We wore no clothing, but we also wore like 3 tank tops.
3 tank tops.
Layer.
Yeah. And like 8-pound necklaces.
Oh, I had so many necklaces. What a life.
I know. I kind of think back and I'm like, what happened to all this? Sometimes I'm like, oh, I really wish I had this necklace.
All my
and I'm
siblings.
like, oh, I think I just, in fits of like not wanting crap in my house, I like tossed everything.
Yeah. I moved away to college, and at the time, all of my siblings still lived at home. So I took what was super important and what I could fit, and then when I came home, I never came home, I guess. But everything that I didn't take somehow, got reclaimed.
I had a brother, so that didn't happen to me.
Yeah.
Not that I know of,
Luckily.
at least. I mean, maybe he took some of it. Christian, if you're listening. I want my necklaces back.
Give it back!
Yeah, drunken stories. So, what do you want to know about wine? Do you want to ask some questions and I can lay some knowledge? How do you want to do this?
I don't know. Yeah, well, maybe you should start and then my questions will come.
Okay. So wine is fermented grape juice.
What?
What?
No.
So alcohol, and this is just alcohol in general, is formed when yeast eats sugar. and
Okay.
the byproduct is alcohol.
Okay.
When there's no more sugar left, the yeast stops working, you've reached your alcohol level.
Okay.
In wines, you can have wines called fortified wines, which is where they'll add more alcohol to it. So you get stronger ones like ports and sherries are fortified wines. A normal wine that you drink every day is just a standard wine. It's a grape. They have plucked a little sucker off a vine. They have fermented it with sugars and, with yeast. The yeast eats the natural sugars and added sugars sometimes. And then you get wine. When you hear somebody say Chardonnay, that is a grape.
Okay.
So there are thousands of wine grapes.
Okay.
So Chardonnay, Cab Sav, Sauvignon Blanc, Pinot Grigio, Grenache, Tempranillo, Pinot Noir, Zinfandel, those are all different grapes that make wine.
Oh my god.
Yes, so sometimes wine can be confusing because you're like, I just want a red wine. Well, what kind of red wine? It's like Coke. You know, when I say I want a Coke, the next question is what type of Coke? I want a Diet Coke.
Yeah.
Specifically.
We want the powder form. Hello.
Which
yes,
Coca-Cola was originally made of Coke.
I know. So people can stay awake.
Yeah. So
they also used to call it Tokyo cocaine. They call it Tokyo.
Really? I didn't know that.
Pregnant women did it. Like literally everyone did it.
Well, everybody drank booze back in the day too.
Yeah.
Somehow we're
smoked.
here on the planet.
Yeah.
It's questionable if we're all sane.
We're not.
Yes, so wine is pretty interesting. I'm trying to remember where wine... I think Greece is where wine originated, but I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
So it's cool because they are grapes that are only, local to certain regions. They only grow in certain regions. Over the years, grapes have gone extinct, and they found them again. Like, some Uncle Joe in his backyard has a random ass vine, and somebody's like, holy crap, that's the extinct blah 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 grape. I
saw a mystery about that.
Really?
Yeah, just like a made up, I think it was an episode of Psych.
I mean, I'm sure,
yeah.
That was an episode of Psych. It's not untrue, though.
Yeah.
That happens quite a bit.
Crazy.
And then you have blends of wine, so Cab Sav and Merlot go really well together.
Oh.
Cab Sav is known for being really tannic and having a lot of vegetal notes, and so Merlot that has good red fruit notes. Vegetal.
It's a funny word.
Cab Sav, fun fact, shares a aromatic compound called priazine with the green bell pepper. So when you drink Cab Sav quite often, you get aromas and flavors of green bell pepper, and it's because it has the same compound in it.
What?
Yeah.
That's insane. So then I would assume it would go well with peppers or no?
So yes, but Cab Sav goes well with heartier meats because it's got a lot of tannins. Tannins are another compound. They're a phenol compound. And they're that thing in the back of your jaw that's like that drying sensation that you get. And it cuts through fatty meats. So it does really well with steak because it cuts through it. I'm of the belief that, number one, if you like it, if you want to drink a Cab Sav with a bowl of ice cream, then you do you.
Right.
Also, I like the what grows together goes together.
I've heard you say that in one of your videos.
Yes. So, red wines out of Bordeaux eat the foods from Bordeaux because they go together.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. And that's kind of across the board for a lot of stuff. I know, I could just ramble on about wine all day.
Yeah. Okay, I did have a question, but I lost.
Typical.
Maybe this is more of a statement. I feel like you said if you like Cab Sav or whatever and you like ice cream, blah de blah, who cares?
Yep.
I feel like that's the kind of wine drinker I am. I find something I like and then that's all I drink. Sure. I've recently been buying different kinds because I've realized that I like a lot of wine, a lot of different wines. But when it comes to pairing things, I would have no idea.
So a good rule of thumb is to just think about what you eat in general and kind of think about it with wine. So, like, if you have something super acidic with something sweet, it's going to make the sweet thing seems less sweet and the acidic thing seem less acidic.
Which is that the goal, or?
Well, so like, or actually make it seem more acidic. So like, I would not want to drink. Oh, the children.
I love that.
The children
leaving their prison.
Yeah. The kids are on. The kids have doorbells.
So
on their doors.
Yeah, just so I know their comings and goings.
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
So like, if you were to drink a Sauv Blanc, which is like that really grapefruity white wine with ice cream, the ice cream's gonna. Well, the wine's gonna. They're both just opposites.
Oh, okay.
Does
so
that make
they
sense?
might not. They're not going to complement each other.
Correct.
Right.
Correct. But, let's say, what am I trying to think of? What's ceviche, which has acidity in it? It's fish.
Hard pass on that, but
hard
yes.
pass. Okay.
Yeah.
It's right. So it's fish cooked with acid. With an acidic wine would just be two acids together, and they kind of like neutralize each other. They complement each other.
Funny story about ceviche.
Not into it? That's a hard pass?
Well, I've never tried it just because I'm not a fan of seafood in general, so I definitely don't want like raw seafood, like sushi and all that. But Monica had a roommate in New York, and he was like, "Oh, I'm going to make ceviche for everyone." He literally made it in the kitchen sink. So, yeah.
I wish you could see my face.
Raw fish, and all the acidic juices and everything, just like,
in the bowl?
No, straight in the kitchen sink. And maybe that's how his mom did it, and she like cleaned everything. And I'm not saying he didn't do that because I didn't want to watch, but that just I wouldn't even go in the kitchen.
I get that. I
was like,
wholeheartedly get that.
So
that's gross.
Yeah, I haven't been near it since.
I don't blame you. If that was my first experience with it, I would probably also stay with it.
But I can't really talk shit because I haven't tried it. But I don't even really love cooked fish, so I really don't think I'm going to like
probably not
raw fish. Yeah.
And a lot of people like the flavor but don't like the texture. That's the other thing. It's a textural thing. Like, I like flavors of food, but if you give me a funky texture, get that away from me.
Yeah. I'm becoming that way. I can't even speak. With meats lately, like I made meat sauce for dinner.
I've not been eating meat.
Really?
No, I'm like almost full vegetarian.
Like there's a lot of meats I can tolerate, but ground meat is kind of gross to me.
Yeah.
And then we were watching this YouTube that James loves, and it's this fisherman guy, and he's like cutting open mahi, and he's like slicing, and then he eats it, and I'm like, oh, I'm done with dinner.
So I love seafood. I'll eat seafood. And I'm not a vegetarian.
And like, that's so fresh. I'm sure if you like it, that's probably amazing. So yeah.
I'm not a full-blown vegetarian. I just have been avoiding meat.
Yeah.
I'd rather just have vegetables.
Yeah.
I like vegetables. And cheese.
Oh, cheese.
Yeah, I like vegetables and cheese.
Couldn't give up.
Plus, my poops have been a lot better since I've cut back on the meat.
Good. That's how my mom is.
My poops are like way better.
Yeah. Mine are better when I'm no gluten free. So that's what I'm doing. A lot of people.
I just shovel as many vegetables in my mouth as humanly possible. And eat blueberries like they're going out of style. My poop sometimes is green. That's how many blueberries I eat.
James. That's James, yeah. And he'll go through, he loves all blueberries, but he really likes when I either buy frozen ones or if he freezes them. And then he eats them in the morning and his fingers are blue, his lips are blue, and his poops are green. Because he'll eat like
so many of them.
24 ounces in 2 days.
Yep. I like the fresh ones.
I do too.
I have like a weird teeth thing. I don't like cold stuff.
Ooh, no.
Which
I
is
don't know
also
how
why
he
I like
does
wine.
that. Yes. Ice wine.
Oh, yeah.
Will you talk to us about ice wine? Because I found some that I love.
So ice wine, as a recap, is grapes that have been frozen. So they frozen when they were on the vine. Then so all the juices crystallize in the grape. Then they harvest the grape. And then they separate the meat and skins from the juices. And number one, it makes it super concentrated. But that juice is like super duper concentrated that's in there, and they form these little crystals. And it's very expensive because it's like an intense process to separate all of that.
Are they normally always sweet, or is it just...
Yes.
Okay.
because they've gone past their harvest date most of the time.
Oh, right. Okay. They're just freezing out in the elements.
Correct.
Okay.
So they've gone longer, so they've over ripened, and then which means there's already less juices.
Okay.
And then they freeze and they get this like super concentrated.
Oh, so good.
I love dessert wine. Like some people hate it. It's definitely got it's an acquired taste,
right.
but I love dessert wines.
Yes, I do too.
Give me a Sauterne every day of the week and I'd be a happy lady. I'd be 700 pounds, but I would be so happy with life. What are you looking at?
I feel like
Do you have a booger?
No! I felt like you had like a kitty hair just sticking off your lip.
I might.
But now I don't see it, so maybe it fell.
I also had a massage today and I was so lubed
how
up.
Was it?
Oh, it was not fun. Oh, it's not it's not a relaxing massage. It's like she's tearing apart all of the knots in my body. And you know me, I spin.
Like deep tissue.
Oh, like deep, going in with me with the machine.
Ooh.
The old masseuse would take with a metal scrapers and break apart all of that.
I was in my head thinking like a hot stone.
No, honey. We're like getting in there. We're releasing all of it from like.
Have you ever done any cupping?
He did.
Okay.
I didn't today, but I've had cupping.
Okay.
That shit's painful. Not
it's
the cupping.
Excruciating.
Yeah. When people are like, it's fun, and it's like the cupping and it stays right. You know, like no. You cup and then you roll it up and down the muscle.
Yeah,
and it
I've
breaks.
had both.
Yeah, so the one that's just here, like in one place.
Yeah. Then you have the purple.
Right.
Yeah.
But the one where they take it up and down the muscle.
That is excruciating.
Oh, it is.
Especially after leg day, and I had
it's the worst. It gives me chills.
Boyfriend who did that all the time, and it was great because I was seeing benefits from it.
Oh, wholeheartedly.
And I don't even know what it was about, like, not being in control and then being in pain. And I don't know if it was excruciating in real life or just in my head, but then I would go into an anxiety attack, and he's like, you're being so dramatic. I've never had anybody act this way. I'm like, no. I've had two kids. Go fuck yourself. Like, I'm not being dramatic.
Yeah, it's a different type of pain.
Yeah.
It's also like, if you've never had that done, then that's a pain you've never experienced.
Yes.
It literally feels like your muscle is separating from your skin.
Yes, it does! Yes!
And it's so beneficial afterwards.
It is,
like, you feel so...
We didn't get as far as I wanted.
So she, today... I did not know this, but your calf is 3 muscles.
Yes.
And this muscle gets worked out, and this muscle gets worked out, but this muscle doesn't.
Right.
And she went in on it, and I almost had... She has a safe word, marshmallow. I almost had to scream it. And I can take it, but I was like... I think I blacked out a couple of times, and then she got in my upper neck, and I was like, I think I'm blacking out for a minute.
Oh
like,
my gosh.
She was finding knots.
So I'm not insane.
No. And
like the other ones that you put on, they're painful like for the first minute, then you get used to it.
Yep.
And then they like tighten them sometimes, so it's like, but it's not like the other.
No, it's when they rub up into, it's that, it's all that
I was doing it like on my
tissue.
C-sections.
Oh yeah.
And like on my stretch marks, and then the back, like my hamstrings.
Oh yeah.
It was not good.
My quads hurt the most because they're so dominant from spin. So when they go in on that, I'm like, I think I died.
Yeah.
I left my body and I was
gosh.
deceased. He
made me feel like such an
no,
idiot.
Well, fuck men. Sorry, I love men.
I do too. Not all of them. Just some of them are kind of jerks, but so are women. So fine.
Totally, absolutely.
Yeah, cancel each other out.
They
should stick together.
Yes, the terrible ones should stick together. No, I loved. It was such a good massage, but it's like it is an hour of pure torture.
Right, and you feel amazing after.
But during it, and sometimes you get bruised from it. And
yes.
It's like, why would you do this? It's because your body literally feels so much better afterwards.
It's crazy.
But it's great. I highly recommend it. And then you can drink a glass of wine after. Mm-hmm. It's just if I wanted to bring...
I wonder if you drank a couple before, like...
But maybe. And it relaxes you. Why not?
Experiment.
It thins your blood.
Yeah.
True, you might hurt less, a little bit less. You might bruise worse.
Oh, good point. Only one way to find out.
Mm-hmm. Next time.
I do have a question.
Yeah.
About wine.
Yeah.
I like bargain wine, so I shop at Aldi and Lidl a lot, and I really love a bunch of different things from Aldi, alcohol-wise. Have you done any... Like, you make lists for, like, Total Wine and all of these places. Have you thought about doing it from there?
Yeah, so I've done Target, which I know isn't, like, total...
Right.
Like, bargain.
But they have like two. My favorite wine from them is $2.99 or $2.95
From
Aldi.
Well, so Aldi's owned by Trader Joe's, or Aldi owns Trader
Yeah,
Joe's.
yeah.
So their $2 chuck is Winking Owl.
Yes.
Yes, at Aldi.
Okay.
Yeah, so Trader Joe's and Aldi, I don't know about Aldi, but Trader Joe's has some name brands.
Mm-hmm.
But then they also, like Costco.
I don't think they do for wine, but
Aldi
I guess
doesn't?
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't shopped at Aldi
Yeah.
for wine. I go to Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's actually has really good wine for the price.
Right.
But Costco and Trader Joe's, what they do is they don't have their own wineries. They purchase wine from wineries and put their label on it.
Oh.
So a lot of times...
That's sneaky.
Yes, but it's good because a lot of times you're getting a decent wine
Right.
for a more inexpensive price.
So then would the wine differ then sometimes? Or would they just maybe make a different label?
I
and it would be
don't
a different
necessarily know all of it for Aldi. I do know for Costco, yes.
Okay.
So Costco's may say the Kirkland Napa Red or like Napa Cab.
And you might get something different
each year.
Oh.
So 1 year it might
be.
I'm just throwing out names. This is not necessarily correct. It might be Robert Mondavi one year, and the next year it's whatever another
Lucille Ball.
Sure, Lucille Ball. Right? Like who? They just have different because a lot of times they've all a winery has an X amount that they're going to produce and sell, and then they'll have leftover, and instead of it going to waste, they'll make a profit off of that.
I see. Okay,
or they won't lose anything off of it, I should say.
Right.
Maybe they come out like neutral. But I mean, there have been some phenomenal wines at Costco. I had a true champagne, okay? So champagne can only come from Champagne, France.
Right.
This is one of my biggest pet peeves. You can get sparkling wine from anywhere.
Okay.
But champagne is a type of wine, and it's the region.
Okay.
Champagne has, well, now I think they're up to 14 grapes that can be used in it. Originally it was like only 7.
Okay.
The main 3 are Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, and Petit Meunier. Petit Meunier. But anyways, so a true champagne can only come from Champagne, France. And Costco had a true champagne with their brand, Kirkland, label on it. So they bought it from some winery in France in Champagne and had their own. And it was delicious. $20. $20 for a true champagne.
I think all of the wine combined in my wine rack is $20.
Oh my god.
I'm kidding. No, I have like some $5 and $7 wines, but like I think $7, maybe $10 is the most I've ever spent on wine.
Look, that's all I
Target
did too,
wine.
and I'm not knocking it.
Yeah.
I will never knock it. The only thing I will tell you is that when you do tend to drink more expensive wines and then go back to a less expensive wine,
You hate yourself.
it's a notable change, and you're like, damn. Now, there's some really good bargain wines out there that, like, I'm all about, but, yeah, like, especially reds and a good white, like, rosés, you really shouldn't spend more than, like, $15 on a rosé across the board.
I don't love rosé.
Well,
I don't mind it.
Right. But like, what was it? I bought like I had like a $50 bottle one night, and then the next night I had like a $10 bottle, and it just doesn't have the same levels of like flavor to it. Imagine eating steak with just salt, and then the next night you have steak with like garlic and
rosemary.
Yeah, and it's
Sarlic.
Just, Sarlic. I've never had sarlic, but I'm sure it takes steak to a whole new level. So yeah, so it's just like, there's nothing wrong with an inexpensive wine.
Right.
The only other thing I will say about an inexpensive wine is if it does give you headaches, there's a lot of times there's extra sugars added, and there's extra chemicals added to it to make it taste better and last longer, and therefore it can cause you to have headaches.
Well, that's what I was going to say about certain wines. Like, I've always been a cheap wine drinker because I'm just thrifty. Yeah,
I mean, I don't blame you.
So, like, for instance, the Barefoot and Yellowtail. Those, if I drink too much, especially the next day, I feel horrible.
Yeah, it's a lot
of
extra sugars.
The Winking Owl, for some reason, I don't know what it is. And I don't drink like this anymore, but I used to drink so much wine. I could drink 2 or 3 bottles and be fine the next day.
Well, what's the alcohol content?
I have no idea.
Well, that would be the other thing.
Okay.
check the alcohol content. Because if the alcohol content in Yellowtail's
Right.
13% and it's only 11 in
Right.
Winking Owl, well then that would be why.
Right. Then
Your body also just might be used to the Winking Owl.
True.
You drink the same thing over and over and over again.
Well, the reason I switched is because I was feeling awful with, like, the other, like, Walmart wines.
Yeah. I remember, what is it that Walmart has? Oak Leaf. Oak Leaf is their $2 bottle.
Oh, God.
It's terrible. I would take a $2 chuck, and don't get me wrong, I used to get wasted. Actually, I'm going to tell you. Now, let me bring you into a fun drunk story. You ready? So, when I lived in Florida, after my husband and I separated, I was living on in my friend's guest room.
On your friend?
Well, so I was going to say on my friend's floor. I did that for 2 months. Then when I left that house, I moved in with another friend in his guest room. And I think I'd already moved back to North Carolina, but I flew down for a weekend. And during this time, every time I'd fly down, I'd see my ex-boyfriend. And it was such a toxic thing. And I have nothing bad to say about him. Like, there's nothing against him, but our relationship was extremely toxic. We'd come together, there'd be these, like, all this passion, and then we would be mad at each other. And then we would not talk, and I'd go home, and then I'd come back, and we'd do it all over again. So anyways, so I fly in, I haven't eaten anything, I think I I worked and then flew in or something.
Okay.
I show up to my friend's house, and he's bought a case of Trader Joe 2-buck chuck Chardonnay.
Okay.
Big straws, we're just sitting there just chugging the Chard like two old broads we are. Well, then boyfriend comes in, ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
And I'm cool. Actually, I might be mixing up stories now. This has happened more than once. Hold on. Yeah, no. Okay, this is definitely the right story. We get wasted. I get wasted. I black out, and I come to, and I'm in the elevator of this apartment complex with no pants on. And the ex-boyfriend's like, Rachel, will you shut up? And I literally was like...
he in the elevator with you?
Yes, trying to leave, and I guess I was trying to make him stop, but I came out of my blackout, and I'm like, I'm going to need you to understand, I don't know what's happening right now. Like, I've been blacked out.
I'm now back with
I'm now back on planet Earth, and I'm not sure what's happening. And he, like, takes off, and I'm, like, left with no pants on in this elevator. And
like,
I go,
underwear or no?
Underwear and, like, a shirt.
Okay.
Which is not a huge... And it's, like, 1 a.m.
That's fine.
But, again, like, imagine coming out of a blackout, and you're like...
I'm half naked.
I don't know what's happening. And I, like, go back into the house.
At least you were with someone that you could mostly probably trust. And it wasn't like a stranger.
No. Yeah, but it was just like, what happened? So this was a bad phase of my life, and I think because it was such a bad phase in my life, I blacked out all the time. Like, I'm a firm believer that your mind protects you.
Yes.
And I would get a certain point, like, it doesn't even matter how many glasses of wine or margaritas or whatever. Like, I think my subconscious knew I was in a bad place, and I would immediately black out. And I can tell you there was so much lost time for those, like, probably
I had a
total, like, year and a half. There was a lot of lost time. I got so drunk, I was drunk dialing my parents, and we got in this huge argument.
And how do you drunk dial your parents?
Well,
normal people are like, I'm gonna drunk dial my boss.
I was in a fight because they were mad that
I know how I feel.
They were mad that my husband and I were breaking up. They were mad that I had this boyfriend when husband and I we weren't, like, divorced yet. And I don't know what happened, but apparently I was like, Dad, I'm just like you. I'm the fruit of your loins. So to this day, he's like, Rachel, you're the fruit of my loins. Don't get fruit of my loins drunk.
Oh my
god.
Really
bad.
Like, that's amazing.
Fruit of my loins is, like, super popular.
I love that he
fruit of my loins. Yeah.
Says it now in a loving way.
Yeah, in a loving way. At that time, it was not good.
Don't do this.
It was not. But, like, who says that? Drunk Rachel does.
Yeah, the fruit
drunk
of my
as a
loins.
skunk. Yeah, lots of drunk stories.
I have a drunk character. I don't remember what her name is, because I have a few.
Beelzebub is mine. She's a demon.
Oh my god!
She's a demon. Demoness.
Oh gosh. I think my best drunk story took place in Vegas.
I've never been to Vegas.
we went for my friend's 21st birthday. I was not 21.
Oh, yeah.
And neither was my other friend.
So
backing up a little bit, my good friend and roommate worked at a grocery store. Okay. And she's like, I can get you a fake ID. Like, we take IDs all the time. So she brought home like 2 or 3.
Oh, that's so funny. Okay.
So one of them was a girl who also wasn't 21 yet. She looked a lot like me, though. Yeah, I have a whole list of goofy things I say, like, kind of like mocking her, but also like just a book about her because I loved her so much, and she would say things and I'm like a syllabus instead of a syllabus, her decrepit card.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, this friend sounds like me though. Do you know what I call a graveyard now?
What?
I forgot the word one time and I called it a grave garden and I've called it that ever since. Well, it kind of looks like...
I love that.
I mean, there's flowers everywhere and the gravestones look like they're popping up like daisies. Grave garden. It sounds pleasant, right?
It does. I want to call it that too.
Take a walk in a grave garden.
I want to.
Okay, anyways, go on.
Okay, so the other one, her name was Ashley Winka. About like half a centimeter.
Should we blank her name out?
I think it was a fake name.
Oh, this is the name on the card. Oh, yeah. I thought this was a friend.
Fake. No, it was a total fake ID. This much of it was blank, but it had holograms on it. The girl was 28 or so, but it passed, and I got in everywhere. The only time, like, I got into Coyote Ugly when like officers were carding people.
Oh wow.
And my friend didn't, but I did. But the only place I got denied was Fat Tuesdays. What? And that was in our hotel because he scanned it. It was before the mandatory scan. That's how old I am.
I was like,
so he was like, "This is telling me this is I scanned it and it's telling me a secret." And I just grabbed it and ran.
I love that it was Fat Tuesdays of
all
places.
Of all places. I was mortified.
I mean, I would have been. I've never had a fake ID. I never had to. All my friends in college were 40.
Oh my god.
So when we go out to bars, nobody ever called me.
I lived here and I had a few places I could go because everybody knew me. They called me alcoholic, which I'm not proud of, but
we've all been there.
Yeah.
We all have those places.
Anywho,
Drunk in Vegas.
Yes, I met this guy. Won't say his name. He's Australian. And he was with his friend who was from New Zealand, and they were on holiday.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we met them the first night. So my good friend's dad paid for our hotel. All we had to do was pay for our stuff there, like some of our meals, and then like our flight there.
Okay.
So he got us hotel rooms in like 3 different casinos and tickets to all these shows.
Oh,
but
fun.
There were 4 of us, and he got 12 tickets to each show.
Okay.
So it was my job to find people to go with us.
I mean, well, that would make
so
sense.
I would just be like, hey, what are you guys doing in a half hour? Hey, what do you do? Like, you want to go with us? So we see these guys walking out of the restaurant that we're at, and they're like, Holly, go get them. So I chase them in heels. It's like, hey, excuse me. Like, I almost
what year
fall.
is this? So we're talking like Charlotte Rose heels, right?
Yes!
Like the big platform and the skinny heel.
Yes!
How
it
we
was
have ankles
2009?
Yes. How do we have ankles?
I don't know.
Look,
I have a reoccurring incident on my right ankle. It's either a sprain or a break. I don't know which. Maybe both. So.
Look, white bitches, I'm going to tell you this.
Tired of us.
We will lose an ankle. A tit will pop out, we'll roll on the ground, and we'll stand back up and keep going.
Yeah. I will tell you, one evening, we ended up so far from our hotel, and we thought that we were not as far, so we're just walking down the Vegas Strip. We all ended up with our heels in our hands, walking down on a dirty, horrible floor.
How you do not have diseases in your feet.
Like, seriously.
Hepatitis just just hepatitis.
Yeah. But anyway, so I'm asking these guys, what are you guys doing in 30 minutes? And I had already asked so many people, and maybe it wasn't the first night. I don't know. I just remember asking a lot of people, and people were like, this girl's fucking nuts. Like, run. But these guys met us there. Murderers. So they're sitting at the show with us, and I have a thing with pills, like, multivitamins and like birth control. Anything I take with no food really messes with me.
Yeah.
So I had taken my birth control because I forgot. And it was maybe a 3-hour time difference, but it was still weird for me. So I was off my schedule. I took it. We went out and drank, and we got those huge frozen things, and we had a kind of like a chugging contest.
Oh God.
And we had already been drinking. So, because her dad bought us a ton of alcohol because most of us weren't old enough to drink.
Wow, this dad sounds like an angel.
He's great, actually. He just gambled so much that I think that all the rooms he gave us were comped because they give you comped rooms and drinks. If you're going to go and, like, lose a bunch of money, they're like, come on.
Right, they want you to keep losing your money to them.
Yeah, so...
It's cheaper for them to give you a hotel room.
Mm-hmm. So let me break this down for you. We were at the show, and it was a topless show.
Okay.
And it was actually really cool. And then I don't know, like, what kind of weird connections her dad had, but the people, like, the MC of the show knew that it was her birthday.
Okay, so,
like, all these people are walking around, and they're, like, picking people to come up on stage. They talked about her birthday, and then this guy, the most sexual guy...
Australia?
No.
Oh, okay.
In the show.
In the show.
The guy in the show asked me to come up, and I got so nervous I blacked out. I don't even know what happened. But right after that, I felt very sick. So I'm back at the table. I was like, I need to go to the bathroom real quickly. So I went. Nothing happened. I was like, okay, maybe I'm fine. So I go back to the table, and then that's... Thankfully, it was in a very dark room. I just looked at Frankie and I'm like, oh no, and I bent over and I threw up on the ground. And I accidentally got some on her feet. Listen to me, we had the best time. Our friend ninja barfed on a white wall in a room full of people and we just kept going.
Not the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
So...
that's great.
Yeah, that was and the crazy part is, I just went back to the hotel room. We tried to hide it from the guys we were with, because literally Australia was right next to me where you are. He had to have known.
Oh, he knew. They 100% know.
Thankfully, I went back and brushed my teeth. He, like, made out with me, like,
well, they don't
later
care.
on.
And nobody has inhibitions in Vegas.
I have all the inhibitions everywhere in my life. But, yeah, it was a good night. And my friends fucking abandoned me.
Oh, God.
This was one of the many times they abandoned me in Vegas with strange men we didn't know. And the only key I had, we had 3 rooms in that casino. And the only room I had was with none of our stuff. And, like, they weren't answering the doors. I don't know if they were home or what. So, Miko and I go into that room. And I was on my period. So
this story just keeps
there were handprints of blood on the
white
blinds.
No!
Yes, on the sheets everywhere. We got in the shower.
No, I don't. I have had sex on my period twice in my life. I won't do it. I think it's disgusting.
Oh, I've done it so many times.
I think it's literally the grossest.
Why?
That is disgusting.
It's part of us.
Exactly. It's part of me. It doesn't even be part of anybody else. That is a very sacred time of the month for myself.
I will not give more information about the times I've had sex on my period to spare our...
All I'm going to say is I'm a little prudish. Remember, we've talked about me being
yes,
prudish.
One of the first times I ever hooked up with a guy, I wasn't on my period, but I woke up in a puddle of blood. So then it started. Right. I mean... That was embarrassing because I went downstairs and he and all his roommates were like playing video games and everybody got silent and I'm like, oh god, they know about the blood.
Oh god, I hate it. I don't know.
It was very embarrassing. But, anywho, I wake up when I hear him leaving in the morning.
Yeah.
And he had put his, on one of the like hotel notepads, he wrote his name, put a heart around it and wrote down his room number so I could call him.
This is how the story's ending?
Well, we hung out the whole trip.
Her long-lost love from Australia.
I mean, we're still connected on social media.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah. We actually almost got married, but thankfully I sobered up. My mom was in support.
That would have been hysterical. So, there are so many people in my life who I have either... And by so many, that's like... so many in my opinion. That I have either... dated and or hooked up with, which I've not really hooked up with that many people in my life. but I cannot tell you their names. And if they walked into this room right now, I would not know what they look like.
I'm sure I have when we blacked out, like in our traumatic times in our life, probably.
Yeah, I am telling you that there are a handful of people, even like people I quote unquote dated, that if they walked in this door right now, I would be like, I have no idea who you are.
I love that.
Like you're in my past. You're done. You're dead to me.
That is amazing.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I've looked at a few exes here and there.
Sure.
When they get fat, it makes me the happiest.
The
Offline.
last offline.
No, offline.
Oh,
Get fat,
offline.
offline.
Yeah. The last part of that story is that my friends came in the room
To your crime scene.
to the
your
crime
your
scene.
vagina crime scene.
My vagina crime scene. And I had, like, a bruise on my elbow, a bump on my forehead. Like, they're like, what happened? I was like, I don't know. You guys left me with some strange guy. But, obviously,
Do you see the blood?
There's blood everywhere! But we had so much fun. We met up at the pool later that day.
Did you get tampons?
Probably.
I'm just saying.
Maybe it was ending. I don't know. Either way.
What was the scene?
I was at the pool first because it was like kind of a toxic relationship with my friends. So like sometimes
It sounds like it.
yeah. So sometimes whatever. So I went down to the pool by myself. I was drinking, and the bartender at the pool said something about my eyes, but it was kind of, I don't know if he meant it in a rude way, but basically he told me I had bug eyes, and I was like, what? And that's when I was wearing
The Charlotte Russe shoes?
No. I was wearing eyeliner on the top and bottom.
Oh, those are good days.
Yeah.
Those were
Crank
good days.
anchor.
What? What's it called?
A crank anchor?
I don't know what that is.
Let me show you.
All I know is my friend, I love him to death, I won't say your name, but he told she's my frenemy, let's just be real, girl. We've been frenemies since 6th grade. It's fine. I'm very happy for you, though. He told her that she has beautiful eyeballs.
Oh my gosh.
Eyeballs. And she's like, what the fuck does that mean?
Oh my gosh. So I made him feel bad for that, so then he was putting a shot of 151 on top of all the drinks I ordered.
Oh my god, 151.
Yes. So then...
Do they still sell that?
I don't know. This is a crank anchor. Let me see if I can... I didn't know. Very shortly before we started this podcast, I found out that Chris, many moons ago...
Who's Chris?
Monica's husband.
Oh.
He said I looked like a crank anchor.
I just call him Hubs.
Yeah, and I didn't know. Like, here's a good one. Let's... Hold on.
Oh my...
Will you?
Yeah, I'm holding this.
The mic.
That is...
Okay. This is a crank anchor.
That should just be the picture on the
Oh, it's so
Instagram
bad.
page.
Yeah. But... Anywho, then my Australian friend and his friend came down, and then we just decided, let's go back to your room
Let's go yank
and
the
like
crank.
continue what we were doing last night. We had so much fun.
Wait, you have a threesome?
No,
Oh.
just Australia and I.
Gotcha.
But we had so much fun. We hung out the whole time. My friend.
Hold on 2 seconds.
Okay.
Demons!
Cease and desist!
I wish I had a broom so I'd be like...
I know.
Okay.
No, I think we need to record.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no.
It's fine. Don't worry. Oh, here. There we go. We're good.
Okay,
We're back. Sorry, I was trying to yell at the children. As I call them, demons.
Demons. So...
It sounds like a really fun trip.
It was so much fun. But my one friend was in a relationship, and my other friend was kind of like a prude. I was the fun one. So, like,
There's always a prude in the group.
hardcore hating on me. They're the reason I met him. They forced me to chase him down. But, I mean, I was 20. Let me live, okay?
I'm taking it you're not friends with them anymore.
I mean, on social media.
But you don't hang out with them.
Well, one actually does live here, but the other one lives in California.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah. But, yeah. It was a journey. we all worked together,
Mm.
so that's kind of why we were all friends.
Makes sense. I mean, I've gone on trips with people who were friends and are no longer friends. Like, you know,
But
you
we
grow
were
up
just
in
like,
life.
yeah, we were young, we were drinking a lot, we knew each other from work, and we were kind of figuring out who we were in the world, so it was just...
Yeah, I mean,
like
those are the days that you can vom and keep going and then have crazy sex and then get up and go to the pool the next day. If I were to get drunk tonight, I would not be able to function until Saturday at noon.
What day is it?
It's Thursday.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. I die now.
Why do you drink that?
No! Half a bottle of wine. Done. Done.
What?
Done. Can't handle it. Cannot handle it. I just don't get drunk anymore
That's 2 glasses.
I am deceased after.
Like, drunk or just feeling ill?
Ill.
Okay.
And I don't want to feel worse.
Yeah.
Because I was so hungover in January, I didn't get out of bed for 2 days. 2 days. Can't function. It's the tequila.
The tequila. Oh, it was tequila?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's different than wine, though, right?
Yeah, but wine gives me the headache. Everything just like destroys me.
Rough.
I don't know if it's like since my surgery, but now I stop, which is also makes me a nice cheap date.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
But I'm done. I can't do it anymore. I love wine, but now I'm like, I have this thing called a Corvin, which is and I don't know how to describe it. It's basically a system, and it's a needle attached to basically like a little nitrous, whatever they're called, the little capsules full of gas. Like you use in a soda stream.
Okay.
Anyways, you stick this contraption, you stick the needle into the cork.
Okay.
You push gas in, it pushes the wine out. So you push the gas in, it pushes the wine out and aerates it. Then you pull the needle out, the cork reseals, but you've only had 1 glass of wine.
Oh.
So you never even have to open the bottle. So like I could keep that bottle for another 3 months, and it's never been opened.
Okay. So the needle, it comes out of the contraption.
Yeah, so it looks like a clamp, okay? It clamps onto the neck of the bottle. The needle goes into the cork.
Oh my god.
You pour it, you push the gas in. It gives you the wine. You pull the needle back out.
Because you say that once you open that bottle of wine, drink it within a week or it's trash.
I mean, 3 days.
Oh, that's right.
Like, and a cheap wine won't last a day. It'll start turning to vinegar. I will say...
In the fridge, though?
Put it in the fridge.
Okay.
And get a vacuum bin, which is that thing that pulls the air out.
Mm-hmm.
But don't leave it on your counter with just a regular cork. The wine's done. Even a $10 bottle won't last. Yeah. It'll start to taste like vinegar.
Gosh.
So...
Usually I will cook with wine, and that'll just be my cooking wine. And that's fine.
That lasts. Yeah, you don't... That's more for the acidity in the wine.
Right.
And some of the flavor. I mean, I don't mind that. But white wine will last a little bit longer. Put everything in the fridge, and wine you can get cold and hot again over and over and over again.
Okay, that's good to know.
It's not like a beer.
Okay.
I mean,
didn't even know that about beer.
And when I say hot, I don't mean like 90 degrees.
Right, you just
mean like room temperature.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Which, by the way, serving room temperature, when you see it say red wine should be served at room temperature, that's Europe room temperature, not our room temperature.
Ooh, so what is that?
So, like, not 80 degrees, it should be like 60s.
Oh, so like still chilly.
Like a hint of chill.
Okay. How would you do that?
Stick in the fridge for 10, 15 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
To chill your bottle quickly, wrap a paper towel around it, shove that sucker in the freezer. Chills your bottle super quickly. That's like if you want a cold
like a wet
wine.
paper towel?
Wet paper towel. But that's for like a cold.
Right.
I wouldn't do that with a red wine.
Right. Oh my god.
Unless it's meant to be cold. Which there are red wines that are meant to be drink cold. Just to make it more confusing.
I love that.
There are no rules.
But there are so many
But
rules.
there's so many rules.
Yeah.
So many rules.
Oh my god.
It's funny we're talking about this today because Sean just took his WSET, that exam.
What is that?
It's the Wine and Spirits Education Trust.
Mm-hmm.
I took mine last year. And I knew this was going to happen, y'all. I knew this was going to happen.
Oh, no.
I got home, and I was so annoyed because there were 2 questions that kept me from the next level of...
Oh, I already know what you're going to say.
He beat me by those 2 points. Those 2 questions.
Let's kick his ass.
He literally, that's it. He beat me by 2, and it's like...
That's a slap in the face.
Right, there were 2 that I knew I got wrong.
Right.
That I'm still lose sleep over, okay?
I don't blame you.
And he got 2, I don't know if those were the 2 he got correct, but like the fact that he got the symbolic 2 correct, that's it. It's not like he got a 98 and I got an 88. He got a 92 and I got an 88. And I'm still bitter that I got an 88. I was in that class. You have 1 hour to do the exam. I took 55 minutes. He did in 15.
Oh my god!
15.
Why do I have to do that to us?
I don't know.
In my
You got y'all's ears. But I feel that way. I was so mad. Yeah, so, but I'm very proud of him.
Yes, of course.
15 minutes and he got a 92.
That's insane.
That's insane.
That's how James takes tests. I feel like that's how I take tests too. Because I'm just like, I'm so anxious about it. I'm like, let's get it done. Fuck it, and it'll be over.
No,
But then I deal with the consequences of that.
Sean clearly does. I mean, he knows his stuff. He knows wine.
That's so crazy.
So I'm very proud of him, and he's super proud of himself. But I'm just like, of course.
The audacity.
Do it. Yeah. Just a little bitter about it. It's fine.
Everything's fine.
It's okay.
We won't remember it tomorrow.
Are these light strips? Oh my god, how fun are those?
It's one 40-foot strip.
Are they battery powered?
No, it's plugged into the wall over there, and I have a little remote.
Oh.
You want to see how cool this is? It can be any color that I want.
Oh, this is trippy.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I have
like the
so
blue.
many colors. I do a red room sometimes. Oh, you have to, like, I'm dying over here.
Hold on, give it to me. Which one is it?
The red.
This one?
Yeah. You have to, right in the corner, right there. I do a red room sometimes if it's dark. That's just, I like.
Oh my god,
Isn't that amazing?
So much fun.
$13.99.
Where?
Amazon. Do you want me to send you the link?
Yeah.
It's amazing. I
yellow.
love it. I know. I don't love yellow.
Oh, I don't like yellow.
But.
Well, this is trippy and
isn't
fun.
it cool? When it's dark, I had it on the pink.
The pink?
When it's dark, it's magic. And, like, they'll sell a 7-foot strip for $20 at TJ Maxx. But this was $13 for $40.
I ordered adult Capri Sun bags.
Ooh,
Have you seen the drink bags?
No.
Yeah, so I ordered these. I'm making frosé this weekend for my family.
Oh my god.
My family's throwing a party. So I'm making frosé. So we can
in those little bags.
In those little bags, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So you buy them empty and then you just put whatever
and then you put whatever.
in.
Like people use it for
gosh.
smoothies, but I'm doing frosé.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I cannot get over how tan you are. It's just...
Thank you. I plan to be much tanner.
You get that skin
Very
cancer
shortly.
queen.
Mm-hmm.
I like to be...
I mean, I load up with 30. I cover my body in 30, which is why I'm not brown.
I like to be white.
No. If I didn't, I would be so brown. Because most of the time I go to the beach and I'm like, oh, you can barely tell I got sun. But I don't burn.
Yeah, yeah.
If I don't use at least 15 and reapply, I'm burning like a lobster.
Yeah, no, I like a nice white skin.
Yes. I like white skin.
I'm porcelain, you know? I'm angelic. It's not true.
You are.
I don't like windows or light. I like to be dark like my soul.
I was going to say, you're a real Edward.
Yeah.
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 I like that about you.
Sparkly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Run like an idiot. Have you seen those? Have you seen those videos of them like filming behind the scenes?
No, but I can imagine they're hilarious.
Oh my god. So they're on these carts that move, but on the cart are treadmills. So they're running in place and then they're moving the cart in front of the scene. So they're running stationary, but the treadmill is moving.
That sounds like it would
I
make
have to
me
find
dizzy.
this video. This is...
Before you leave, I want to do a quick, like, little thing on my phone so we could post.
Yeah.
Make a post about how we're doing this again. I'm so excited.
So tell everybody what your plan is while I look this up.
My plan now is to, as a solo lady, have guests, and I might open up to... Oh my god.
Do you...
What? I hate it! Okay.
Look at her
link to one of these videos in one of our things.
Oh my god.
On our Instagram.
Yeah.
Ramblin' Mams.
Oh my god, it was so funny.
And I don't think there's a G. It's just Ramblin'.
Ramblin'. Yeah.
Okay.
With an apostrophe.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. So yeah,
Well,
you're gonna have a
look us
different
up.
person.
But I decided that instead of coming up with topics, I want to find guests and then ask them what they're passionate about and then talk about what the guest is passionate about. Because I feel like...
You can say what I'm not
God,
passionate
I love
about.
them. Yeah. That.
Them. No, I love them.
Me too. But, side note, when I told them I was prepping them this week, I was like, Rachel's coming on Thursday. You're banished to the upstairs. You gotta be silent. They're like, Rachel's coming? She makes the best ramen noodles.
So this is really what's great. Sean and I got the stomach flu last week.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, it was just a shit.
And you flew home with the stomach flu.
Yes. Okay, but listen, before you come at me, I wore my mask.
Oh, I didn't mean it like that.
No, not you.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
telling the masses, okay? I wore my mask.
And she had to fucking come home.
I had to come home. I hand sanitized the crap out of my body.
Mm-hmm.
I did not go lay by people or talk to people.
And you know what? You're welcome for the free cleanse.
Correct. If you got it, just as Emily Blunt's character said in Devil Wears Prada, I'm one stomach flu away from my goal weight.
Yeah.
So you're fucking welcome. But
You're
man,
welcome.
It was terrible. It was... Anyways, but I only wanted was ramen the next day. And as I'm making it, I was like, haha, I make great ramen noodles. Like,
yeah, they're... Anytime they bring it up, or I bring you up, it doesn't matter if we're talking about ramen or Rachel...
Well, that's no doubt.
They bring up the other.
So this is funny that you said that, Ramen or Rachel, because my friends' kids in North Carolina know me as Ranch Cup.
Okay,
Because,
I know
yep,
why.
Yep, so any restaurant I go to, can I get a cup of ranch?
Uh-huh.
Hands down. And it doesn't matter. I mean, broccoli, french fries, chicken tenders, nachos, salad.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'll put pizza.
Oh, yeah.
I mean...
I think I would eat ranch on every single thing you just
Everything,
said.
every single thing. So they started calling me Ranch Cup. And so it's funny that there's another set of children that know me for my other
addiction.
Addiction.
I do love ramen. Embarrassing fun fact about me, I grew up like very sheltered from life and food, so we were vegan for a while. Anyway, we weren't allowed to eat processed foods and stuff like that.
Ooh.
So in high school,
You were crazy.
my sister and I would buy those big 12 packs of ramen noodles, keep them in our closets,
I
and
love
make
this.
them in the middle of the night and eat them. We had to dispose of our trash very carefully.
That's amazing.
Yeah, we would sneak ramen, and people are like, ramen's disgusting. I'm like, you have no idea. It was a delicacy.
I love ramen.
I love it. I can't eat it.
I'm bitter about ramen, not for ramen itself, but my brother is Prince Charming in my family. He's the golden child, can do no wrong. And like, I'm a senior in high school. My brother's 8th grade.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been making a ramen since I'm in like 5th grade. We all know how to make ramen noodles.
I love that they're having a fucking parade up there.
Parade. Full-blown parade.
Parade of elephants.
Yes. But my dad's like, Rachel, go make your brother ramen. I'm like, he's 13. He can boil freaking water by
My
himself.
freaking kids make ramen.
Correct.
And then I cook it on the stove.
Correct, but...
Which is the
Correct.
inferior way, according to them.
Well, I don't know if you can really
Oh my
taste the
God.
difference. Is that them?
No, it's baby daddy calling for a third time.
I want to pick up and be like, she's busy.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello?
Who's this?
Andrew, can we call you back? The kids will be available in like, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, bye. I have some funny things to tell you that I have to tell you off air for reasons.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
I'll tell you off
we'll
air.
tell you off air. That felt good, though. I can't wait to tell Monica.
Who's this?
Apparently my voice worked. Oh my god! Sorry, y'all. That was probably real loud. Okay, well, on that note,
Yeah. Do you have any, like, wrap-up drunk stories or anything? I feel like we're right almost on an hour.
We're right. Yeah, I don't really have much. That situation just. I don't know what's happening right now.
I know. I'll probably have to cut it. Or maybe not.
Just
He
cut it.
is like, yeah, maybe I will. Just cut it. Cut it good. I was thinking, like, just whip it good.
Whip
You
it
know,
real
diva.
good.
Is that the words? Alexa, play.
No. Wait, I'm thinking of Zach Galifianakis.
Oh yes. Oh no, Alexa off.
What is it?
Push it real good.
Push it real good.
I say that all the time
What
and nobody gets it.
It's
The campaign.
The campaign. I hope you brought your broom.
Cause it's a mess.
Cause it's a mess.
Mitzi.
So I love that movie because it takes place in North Carolina, and he wears an East Carolina jersey.
Yes.
And in the middle of seeing it, my girlfriend and I, who went to EC together, we were like, we said, "Go Pirates!" And everybody's like, "Ah!" Like, "Fuck off! Go Pirates!"
My favorite part of that movie is when he's in
He gets
the
mess.
boat with his dad, and he's like, "Did you get that calendar I sent you?" And then he's like, I don't know exactly, but he's like,
Of the pugs? Was it of the pugs?
"No, it was about the giraffe."
Oh,
And
that's
now,
right.
Who would put a giraffe in high heels? A giraffe is tall enough as is. I laughed so hard. Like, he is so funny
this
in
is
that movie.
the-
In every movie, but that.
So that movie is so funny to me because being from North Carolina, that's how the men talk quite often.
Yeah. Hey, Shayna.
And it
It's
sounds...
Congressman Cam Brady. I'm eating dinner with my family, but I really wish I was, like, licking your butthole in a Denny's bathroom or something.
Well, so that's how they sound. Sometimes the
Oh
men
my
sound
God.
gay, but they're not. It's just the like accent and drawl of the area. And so that is why that was so incredibly funny to me.
Oh, no. He said, I'm eating dinner with my family, but I wish I was eating Shayna pussy.
Yes. And then when the mom's like, what does she say? She puts the headphones on. The kids are listening to ass and titties. Ass and titties. God, that movie was
And just because,
underrated.
whatever, you can't wave your hairy crescent roll at everyone. Or grinding your hairy crescent roll.
I'm going to go home and watch that movie. I have not thought about that movie in so long.
Oh, my
And
sister and I quote it to each other all the time.
It is underrated.
Yes, that and Due Date. Did you love Due
Yes.
Date? Where he's
Yes.
like masturbating in the car.
Yes.
He's like, I just need like 45 minutes. And then the dog starts doing it.
When they drink his dad?
The dad's ashes. Oh my god.
Yeah, he's great.
He is my
Do you watch In
fave.
Between the, what is it, In Between the Fern, Two
In
Ferns?
Between Two Ferns, yes, I've seen quite a few. I love the one with Justin Bieber.
Oh, I haven't seen that one. Is it?
It's so funny because he kind of gets pissed off.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's scripted or what, but like,
probably not.
Zach is like roasting him and he's just like...
That's
"Not
the whole
fucking
point of
fun-"
being on the
yes,
show.
Yes, like, everyone's been on it. Hillary Clinton, Obama, like, so
It's
many
a-
people
yes.
have been on it.
I
It's
just
hilarious.
When they get so tripped up in the bloopers.
Uh-huh.
It's-
Oh my god.
Was it? It's like a knockoff of Inside the Actor Studio. Isn't that what it is? It's supposed
Don't
to
ask
be
me, I don't
like
know.
Inside the Actor Studio or whatever it's
Okay.
called. So there's this guy, and he died within the last like 2 years, and he used to do these interviews, and it was the same type of like 2 chairs,
Uh-huh.
a little set.
Really awkward. Yeah.
But it was like these deep conversations, and he would ask you like, well, how did you get into the role? And Christian
Mhm.
Bale's talking about being like a drug addict to be in the the machinist.
The Machinist?
Yeah, he's you know
Mhm.
being like super skinny for that role or
Mhm.
whatever. Not a drug addict, just being like.
I just had to
super
do blow for 4 weeks to get
Right.
get into character.
So it's a not a knockoff. What am I thinking of? A farcical or whatever.
Okay.
What's the word?
a farcical? What the fuck
Why
is
can
that?
I think of that word, but I can't think of.
I don't know that word. It sounds like a fartsicle.
Had those.
Love that.
Where it's making fun of something. It's a spoof. A
A
spoof.
spoof.
How can
Okay.
it be a farcical?
Yeah. Can you give me the definition of a farcical?
Okay,
please?
we're gonna end on that note. Hold on, I'm gonna tell you guys what I'm gonna look up far. How the fuck do you spell farcical? Far.
F-A-R-C. I-C-L-E.
Farcical. Oh,
Is it
it's like
I
far
said?
facial. Relating to or resembling farce, especially because of an absurd or ridiculous aspect. A farcical tangle of events.
So one time I told my friend, like, that sounds like a farce. And so every time I say something that she doesn't like, she's like, that's a farce.
But
I didn't know that farcical was a word.
so farce is like ludicrous, right? Isn't
Yeah,
it like
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like a joke almost?
Well, yes, but it's also a lie. Like, almost like false, but...
Of farcical, of relating to or resembling a farce. It's ludicrous. I need to use it in a sentence. Example: the farcical behavior of a troop is it troop or trope? Trope?
A troop?
A TROUPE. Trope or troop?
Trout. I don't know. I'm gonna pee if we keep laughing.
Okay. Okay, well,
That's
you guys
what's
have a great
happening.
farcical.
Have a great farcical fucking farcical. Okay,
Yeah.
bye.
Bye.
I